Alright, looks like we're about to be ready to start off this war soon. How are we doing today, chat? Let's see. Oh, they're already starting the game. I didn't expect that. Okay.
Yeah, Relics against Superman. So they bring as a starter.
Yeah. I did not expect them to be like that. Make sure I got the names right. Oh, I got them backwards, no problem. Duel! Alright. Looks like we have one automat and blue eyes. Or I didn't see what the skill was. Oh, it should be blue eyes.
Yeah, it's Ultimate Dragons.
Yep.
Let's see if Sovereign's playing automats.
I just guessed that. I didn't actually see anything yet.
Yeah, it's James too. Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there's this queue.
Let's see what he wants. Putting back the child and tag. Coats and child. Oh, sister, not the child.
Sister, yeah.
Fair opening. Like the tag play is really nice. It's like going second, sometimes gets blue eyes. Specifically.
Yeah.
But you're going first.
Probably gonna set up bombs.
Search out the bolts. Coat. Yeah. Oh, there.
Yeah. The bomb as expected.
Slurp cheering for his blood.
Yeah, just passed. Let's see how Relative can build his bombs.
Let's bring home this W.
Took a moment for that to come on my end. No problem though. Opponent's thinking what they want to do. Can they beat Pounds or pass?
This is gonna negate or
yeah, over the negate.
Here you go. Now does he have a stone in hand plus consonant? So it'd be really nice. Yeah, indeed he have.
See who draws. It's so sad when you like you consonants and you like draw all your targets for like the stone.
Yeah. He's gonna find Sage. Into Sage. That's a decent board setup. Yeah, so set now. Let's see if Soberano can.
Soberano is a starter for the
Yeah.
Duel Links. Seems like chat's, I guess, is one Soberano to win. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I remember from Odyssey, an alright guy. That's okay. Special summon the Buster.
So, Buster. Not ideal, I guess. Plus a set.
That's not great. I'm sure what you really wanted though, it wasn't that though.
Yeah, definitely not good for Soberano.
Oh no, he has a bolt in hand. I think we do.
Yeah.
It could be a set card technically, but bolt somewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely not good for Soberano.
Alright, I was thinking what to do next. Shouldn't it be that far unless the back row turns out to be a surprise. Could be, I don't know. Should be a decent spot for blue eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe there can, I wonder if delays on, I guess it's probably on the blue eyes I imagine, since it's main phase, so. Yeah, they probably have to be the blue eyes at that point. Oh, they're going overlay. Going for the heraldic or the, what's his name is, or the, not heraldic, that one. It's not heraldic. Okay, then what? Oh, Christian.
Also, don't forget to bet in which team you think will win this war.
Yeah.
The chat.
Someone's buying 2K already.
Yeah.
I opened the, maybe drew the spirit, I didn't see which card it was. Ah, they were on offerings.
Yeah. See the stone in the grave.
Yeah,
And-
Lewis. No, we know there's another one hand or not. Not lethal yet. No, that's alt. That might change things then.
Heal pop buster. Let's see.
Well, it's not game yet, and there's a. But we do know he
Yeah,
only has a
but-
bolt to work with, and a card. So 2 cards and a bolt.
It's to a bad spot unless he top deck something pretty good. Hi, Vinny.
Seeing like a true nade, but then like, what does your one other card need to be to build a board that break this one?
Yeah, and it's no, there's a true nade.
Oh, it's a true nade, okay. So I'm curious what the other card needs to be besides this bolt to get him out of this. Okay.
Dwarf.
No, no.
Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So would really take up one game. And that puts God Railroads up one game too. Bring that right? Yep, am. Down deck. Keep an eye out, they want to repeat while I'm looking for the scores. That one game. And Silverano is down one game. Alright, time to see if they will repeat here this early. I'm not sure if you should, but it's on the table. your other deck is.
Yeah.
Really, wanting to go on to the next game. I can see. Feisty. Okay, so they are not repeating as far as I can tell. Fair enough. Yeah, next game.
So probably blue is me or no.
Maybe, like, I haven't seen it, it's still loading. There we go, yep. Let's see. Ah, see
Yeah.
in case, Kaiba and Kaiba.
Yeah, also no Mats plus blue eyes, it's a pretty common pair.
Fair enough.
Okay, just set from Subaru.
Two sets, not exactly what you want as blue eyes, unless you got a stone and use a discard.
Yeah. Stone plus Karma can help me.
Testing for delays. See Rad lurking in the war chat. Oh, Phoenix Chain. Interesting little choice there. Don't hate it though.
Yeah.
And gold. Karma.
And the Karma plus a stone.
Good card, card it with Karma so they can't get it back.
Yeah.
And he has
Oh,
a Pokemon
look.
to counter that, okay.
No protect is alternative. Fair enough.
Still might be a fine position though, depending on what else, I guess, Viltic has though. Still Rono still might be an okay spot here.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine that
Let's see.
that change doesn't really matter actually. What we're talking about. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see.
Otherwise.
Subaru can play through this board.
No, he's going for a spear, interesting. He's getting rotation, I don't know, I guess. I only trade the blue eyes. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I can go to twin now. And clean the boards.
Oh, I like this. That way you get to wipe the, Actually, this game? I think it's a game. Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
It should be with no hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh, enable the top deck spear. Okay, a top deck blue eyes. Fair enough.
Yeah, indeed.
Tag out.
Yeah, that's it.
Should be it. Yep, tap out order. Now you're at. Alright, take you back 1-1. And game's loading. No problem, I'll just adjust stuff while it's happening. records. So both players at 1-1. And they have to change decks now.
Let's see what Relic bring as his second deck.
What was the other pairing? Like the other way around. I wouldn't think so. What it could be.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright, so maybe Fire Container? Could be Dark Words too. Either one of those.
Yeah, it would bet Dark Arts.
Okay, looking more like Dark Lords.
Yeah.
Yep,
Then
that's a
I
pretty
drop
good hand.
2. Sending test card. Does he have stick plus chair?
Let's see it. No, he's got contact though.
Yeah. Gonna play the Dark Lord in China.
Yeah. Yeah, he did lose from a top deck.
Yeah, that's
I was a little weird. I thought the Spirit one was a little weird. Maybe it worked out.
that Blue Eyes top deck was huge for him.
Alright, Melody. Guess you would probably add ult to some point you don't have it already.
Yeah, sending the SOD Blue Eyes.
Yeah. Summons ult, okay. That's a cute little emo. Hello there.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, Strip is here now.
Alright, start.
The list of casters.
Yeah. Does he gonna get? Yeah, he will.
We just like catch up. We're just 1-1 now, and now it's Blue Eyes versus Dark Lords.
All good, all good.
I'll turn you up too, because your voice also a little low. There we go. That should be better.
Hopefully I'm not still too loud and people can hear me.
I think you're good now. Hopefully.
Should be fine.
Okay.
How's your dinner anyway?
Oh, pretty good. What about you?
I had breakfast a bit like a couple hours ago, I guess. I don't think I had lunch yet.
Yeah, I see.
Sure, that kind of was my lunch because I woke up late.
Hmm.
Alright, little egg coming out.
Yeah, synchrony so. Yeah, the spirit.
Into rules, alright. Pretty decent spot for the Blue Eyes at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, is it D-Draws? No, D-Draws shouldn't be set next turn. No, it shouldn't be. So I missed something. I might have. Uh, Got me activation last turn, didn't I?
Yeah, he can. Get it done.
Yeah, he did pay last turn, so yeah, he can do it.
Yeah, big challenge.
Right,
That's
he did the first turn setup.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you looking to negate here, if anything? I don't.
Yeah, let's see if odds to negate are just left.
I suppose the reason, like, do you want D-draws? I guess the question maybe at that point.
Yeah.
He is having D-draw so far. He has paid 2,000 life points on the
Oh,
previous
has he paid
turn,
two?
so...
Okay, I thought he paid. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought he
he
paid
can't.
one and you need to do it again to pay two. You get the
Nah.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, he can't return.
I'm just wondering if he's wanting to go for Legionnaire or that he has Legionnaire as well. That could be one of the options.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair
you don't have novomortuus to pop. Since you don't have dark monsters, so
True, exact. So I think Legionnaire is not his option.
yeah,
Potentially will go for the contact to then be able to set the board.
yeah, I think it's probably the best option. But let's see what he opts to.
Vortex would also be a little bit below if they don't play around it, we'll see. They're running on it. Running it.
That is true.
Now they're making this call it could be a Vortex, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Okay, they got banishment, fair enough.
yeah, but keep playing the dark card.
I don't know how I feel about this Dark Vortex still existing, coming back from the dead, as it were. I'm actually thinking more upset about the cards that enable it, actually. Like, I don't like the stick chair thing.
Yeah,
Mostly because it helped it hits like see you later, which I really like that skill. I mean, it makes sense why
yeah,
I did
that's
it then, but I still don't like it.
yeah, I agree with you.
Alright, checking what was getting negated. It's currently also these are one will target. Oh, that's right. Oh, I don't know. I thought the chain was on the other side of the field for some reason. Yeah, not really thinking about it. Alright, now we'll be the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just blanked out for a second there. Happens.
True.
I almost like hit the end straight button accidentally. It's like, no, you don't want to do that. I don't know why I went, like, my mind went over there. It's not the button I wanted.
I think that happened. I think I'm always scared whenever I'm trying to touch studio mode, you know, to try to sometimes change some of the features and all. The two buttons are so near, and I always have the impression I click too fast because I'm a speedrunner, so somehow I'm going to be touching stop streaming.
Fair enough.
So for now, we're going to be waiting for the next player on the side of SBA.
Yeah, let's see what the opposite counter blow is with.
Well, I always say the mirror count is like it counters all because it's a great matchup. It's 50-50 all the time. There is a winner. We don't count draws.
Indeed. So Sasuke is going to be on the table.
Yeah. See that. Just waiting for them to start. I'll fix the name in a sec.
Yep. So far, I think he's making a ninjutsu before beginning the battle. I was going to be bringing Mangekyo Sharingan. Now, the real question, though, before making this joke, which deck is he going to bring, ideally to counter Blue Eyes? Dark Lord can still manage to work, ideally. Even the FA version will be the best. Harpies is another option, actually.
Let's see what Skype
Sasuke's been playing hard.
Chat's calling it the 9-0 sweep. See if that comes true.
Jeez. So seeing Yuma. That's true.
This is looking like Dark Lord FA, since it's 20 cards as well.
Yeah, unless they're playing Onuma, it's likely FA.
True, that
Although
as
I
well.
Oh, they just said
don't
Automa.
just remember, yeah, it's normal. I don't think Yuma have augmentation.
Once again,
Not
it's
sure
like
though.
getting rid of the tag play. It's not what you want going first. Will we try bounce or pass again? Not sure. I don't remember who tried it first, but it's one of the
Soaring, I
first
guess. At least now Sasuke have had for a possible comeback next turn.
players. Possible. Yeah. Head certainly helps there. Okay, bouncer. Bouncer pass again. This time we have a head in hand.
Okay, swing the stone.
Alright. Music sounds appropriate here.
Defensively good choice
Okay.
inside of Sobrano to go for the Sage, activated on the stone to be able to just bypass the Bonzer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it all depends if Sasuke have True Need or not.
Hey, it could be the first card hand. We'll see. The one card we don't know is already there.
Yeah,
Yep.
we don't know.
If he has Trinade, that is going to be indeed very beneficial.
Yeah, he can
If he
keep
that
have
he
True
just drawed his second Trinade because his one's also in hand.
Could be possible as well.
Thinking too long. Maybe he didn't got it.
Yeah, okay. Kind of. Good times. Changes.
Yeah, we'll pop one of bullets.
Yeah, he's forced to go for one of the bloods, but he goes instead for the back row, so
Yeah.
trying to force it.
Let's see who's the karma. So,
Yeah.
And it is
is it pitch tone? No, it's pitch.
Yeah.
It's pitch spirit.
no stone.
Maybe he has a back row instead of Sasuke. It could be still possible if he has one.
Back row? Oh, it's wait.
Yeah,
No, he's gonna have his
Mhm.
take Gekko with, okay.
yeah. If Mancer, but
Manta doesn't get
Sadly,
big
he
enough.
can only
Manta doesn't
tempo.
like make a big enough monster. That's the problem.
yeah, that's just not their body to defend. Because Mancer restricts you to just succeeding into So probably can make a samurai which don't help
Technically, you make
him.
cowboy, but who's on cowboy nowadays?
Yeah. No cowboy for game today.
Also, like, I believe cowboy would only kill one of the blue eyes, not both. There's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, either he goes for an Xyz or else he's just going to special summon it on the field and have more defense.
I don't hate the defense route. If you're going assumption, you're probably losing the board next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, gonna pass on that. To go with the far hand.
Stone the spirit in the grave. Not exactly the ideal like that, we have it.
He could indeed draw for the spirit, but I think the best would be indeed to say so it's a good decision. No, if he had, let's say, a tuner, I guess he could have summoned it and attack all of them. Or else go for a synchro, let's say Vermilion.
Probably still in a
Or
fine
even Blue Eye
spot at this
Spirit for
point,
control.
Anyway.
Let's see. If Sasuke makes a play. Fortunately, he had Gaga had already used it, unless one less play too. It's really hard now. Yeah,
Oh, and
we
that'll
would
be
just
it.
scoop.
Oh, see if they want to repeat again. Or not repeat for the first time, rather. Try their
Yeah,
hand again
yeah.
there. Yeah, so Brawl takes it.
I will be surprised if they go for a repeat though.
So
Yeah,
I see typing.
really.
Where's the deck thing? Here it is. Alright, looks like they're planning to potentially swap here. Yeah, it should be 3-1. So miscounting.
Yeah, yeah.
And it wouldn't be the first time miscounted their score.
Yep.
Alright.
So, on the repeats.
Alright. It's another dark hordes again.
Yeah, knowing Sasuke, it's probably hard.
Lunalight one time.
Nah, Buster Blade one time.
Buster Blade, yeah, that'd be funny.
True.
I didn't know Buster Blade was like a great counter against like Blue Eyes, honestly, because you need the combo. You're not gonna live long enough.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so finish this check.
If Sovereignty is still there, that's all gonna be a sort of opening for Sasuke.
I like the idea that there's like a stick and like 3 chairs in hand, but you wouldn't be able to use the stick's effect then.
Holy
Yeah,
crazy
now he
though.
needs another chair top deck with this chick.
Yeah, that could happen too.
I think he did, yeah,
Well, that
he
works.
did.
Oh my, no, that's actually a very good opening, although
Yeah.
I guess it's only going to destroy the face down, there's no need to destroy the finish as well.
I mean, you can draw another one, I guess, if you pop through.
That is true, because of the
Yeah, it
effect
could
of
be a nasty
Septa.
for game here.
Yeah, I think he'll pop off. Yeah,
It's gonna do the 2 of them, yeah. The more he draws, the better. And that's a wise
Yeah.
choice. The more you have cards in hand, the more powerful you are. So that is a good choice.
I didn't even know you draw
Good.
2 if you do it that way. That's pretty nice.
Yes. So now he has 5 cards, which is going to be opening combos for Sasuke, and of course there's one thing as well. If he does have an
Yeah.
Aston, he could go for lethal.
So he'll banish
I like
the
this base stone.
Soaring.
Banishment
Here
happening.
comes-
What is it going to be looking for? Gonna be searching Excel. Going for the classic route is gonna be instead drawing 2 cards.
Nope, nope, he's opening.
Yeah,
Yup.
he draws. He had Nastin. That's it. Unless Super.
Nastin is
Yeah.
nasty.
Fair enough, you don't have a hand trap, you're dead.
Yup.
And you're probably losing with like a spear anyway.
So now instead Sobrano is gonna have to leave the table, and now the one from Shadow Game Links is gonna have to join.
Yeah. A little concerned that streak would go out of control, but nope. Apparently not. Oh, it will become a streak rather. Still a good start for Sobrano.
Definitively.
It's one of the more nutty hands I think I've seen from like a Dark Lord opening, honestly. So because the it was really nice to, even if you didn't have lethal, to banish the stone too. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's like your control at that point. Like Dark Lord, whenever you just get the sort of free board or get the first one and then get the combos around Septa, it's just letting you have a lot of advantage right out of the bat.
Yeah, I actually didn't know
Yeah.
until this. That's how the sticker worked. If you overlay with 2 of them, you got both the effects.
Yes. That's actually indeed very beneficial though, to have no restriction that, for example, says once per turn. It's just depending on the overlay alone,
Yeah.
shall I say.
All right. Well, what's our pick against Dark Lords? Not well. Yeah. They're kind of picking now. That's right.
I want to see Harpies make another streak.
Yeah, we'll see them too. The only deck, cool deck to watch.
Yeah, the same play.
I'm gonna have this in mind so much. Like, I'm going to remember I was casting the game, I see Harpies, I'm like, it's gonna do some games. And then I see it goes at 6-0, and I'm like, what happened? But it's pretty crazy. Like, for me, Harpies will be a deck that can break, but I mean, of course, the lower cards you have, the closer you will be for the main combos around the deck. Which is pretty much what we've seen, and also explain why Harpies won. Because it's still in debate between whether you go for 20 cards, or 25, or 30. Like, there's no decision version.
How much you want to be consistent or like have a higher ceiling, I guess.
Yep.
Alright, let's see who's coming in. Who we got here today? I guess they're just picking their game, grabbing their deck now. Okay, so we have Timo.
Yeah, let's see what Zemo playing.
It's a weird change to me that they now hide your ranked history. It's fine, it was just weird.
That is true. I think maybe they reset it, actually. That's my impression.
Did they? Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
It could be the case, and let's say, yeah, we'll see in May what happens.
Well, I've already gotten like called for this one, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't yet got King of Games, and I still have no idea between Yosenju or Ninja.
I was
I
thinking
have
I
a
got
lot
called
of
early,
doubts.
and now I can't because like the KC thing. There's like call like you can't queue. There's no one there.
True.
Yeah.
Almost
that's
no
good.
one, though.
So it's like something wrong. It's like no, you're not the. If there's something wrong, it's like happened to everyone. So it's already called.
Exact. So now we have
turn.
first turn going for
Last.
Sasuke. He is not having the turn he wants.
Yeah.
He's going to be bidding a card, ends the turn.
Set one pass not what. He's looking. And Zima already with Sage.
Oh, sanctified, gain that sweet 0 life.
Or else you just wait, and in case there is a Spirit of White, you can negate it as well.
Yeah, I was kind of joking about indicating it here. Unless you're confident they don't have any follow-up.
That is true. I will be scared to see that happen one day. So for the cards and consonants, which will be discarding the stone, classic 2 cards being drawn.
Plus the melody.
I'm just reading David Amegri's comment, and I'm glad I have not made the joke before anyone else.
It's 8 O's if it matters.
True. And also, going for the Awakening to be able to search at least for the alternative. So he's gonna go with the Synchro route, definitively. No, the background on the side of Sasuke could be maybe a Sanctified, but it could also be a Book of Moon to be able to prevent the Synchro happening.
Fair enough. That'd be a better back row to have right now, I think. This is more, it doesn't target your resources as much. What you got? That's the delays on Hyukiba now.
Yeah.
So there we go.
And we left this.
Synchro.
Synchro through.
It goes in defense as well instead of going for a time, but yeah, logical
Don't
because
want-
it does not want to give Destiny draw.
Yeah, exactly. Don't wanna trigger. If he has Dark Spirit, Dragon Spirit of White. Can be pretty nice now.
I know what that back row is if it does summon Spear.
Yeah.
It was a book.
It is a book.
Oh, can you play two back row in the use of Spirit?
So his Sasuke going to be opening. There's also timing. I think the timing is mainly the Synchro, not the spell chop on the side of Zima, so that's gonna be able to confuse Sasuke for the choices he's gonna make.
Yeah. Really.
What
No.
Vortex here, so it doesn't pop the set.
Yeah,
It is-
going for the Scepter will be the best to be able to draw for the cards. Good choice.
Let's see if we can. Yeah, no churn, that's bad.
No top deck stick either.
Yeah.
That doesn't look good. I guess you're just thinking on the tag out now, aren't you? Let me make your back row. Back row or something. Nope. I don't suppose spirits on summon. I imagine it doesn't say that. Yeah, normal or special doesn't count flip. Stone? Alright, Karma. Get rid of the stones, I guess, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, parentheses alt being added back. This is the book here. The little book.
Yeah, I guess he don't wanna lose his other stones in the grave.
And there's a Karma. Okay. I'll forgive him, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, he can just.
Yeah, just go for game that way, fair enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Dark Lord's running like spears, so it's not normally. And let's scoop it up.
Yeah, red is scoop.
Alright, so that puts Zemo up a game, so that puts it, what, 4-3? 4-2. Yeah, 4-2.
Yes, 4-2.
I was
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, there's that again. Who is that? I think it was XYZ, okay. Alright, that game will fix stuff up.
Okay.
Xyz, Doragon.
Yeah. Xyz us in the, like the little Xyz, I guess. Because it should be all caps if it's the fusion.
We're seeing you more again.
Where was I fixing the records? Here we go.
Maybe another animal?
Yeah. The host. Yeah, two. Ooh, you draw all your dragons
Pretty
here.
nice. Pretty nice start for Zemo.
Yeah, this hand again. Consistency's nice.
Why not? Plus a set.
Going for defense. No real reason why not, I guess. One attack currently, okay. True date.
Yeah, no
So you
medicine
can go
needed.
with. Well, attack play doesn't kill, no. this game state, unless you, I guess you also pull maybe.
Yeah. Unless you can make the Angular
Still,
play plus wings, but he will need a really specific hand.
Yeah. Going for the tag play, it seems. Not a bad time to tag out here.
Yeah, Angular if you want.
Honestly,
Ingunar is gonna happen.
Yeah. Parry. Don't want to see this monster come out. It's pretty good when it does.
He does have the wind.
And that could be game, depending on what he summons, it is game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also had
That is going to be enough,
Tag.
because there was no ultimate dragons as well used on the side of Zemo, but the next turn, if he had no lethal this turn, X's will have lost.
Yeah, I didn't see how it gets
Yeah.
until you showed me, huh? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, it's a good card when it comes out.
Yes, indeed.
So that will put them 3-4.
Exactly. Onomat being able to just skadoosh the board, like I say. Because I mean, it always just...
Didn't see anything about repeat, so... Oh god, start the game on stuff.
Yep, so I think we're gonna be seeing the second deck of Zemo right now.
Oh, I want to talk about, yeah, it's not repeat here. Of course there's no repeat. Okay.
And
Yeah,
first
I
turn
got
is going to go for Xyz, which isn't really the turn he wants usually, I guess. I think second turn will be the best for him. Especially if he is fighting against a Dark Lord.
Have we seen, like, Sky Printers, like, have, like, one Onomot pairing so far every time? We have.
Yeah.
I guess I feel like we've seen 3 Onomots, I think they're all from Sky so far. Oh, that's a Pokemon.
I guess Superana played one.
Oh, he might have
Him
been.
not.
That might be right.
No.
It's from 2 from Sky and 1 from... That's right, okay.
Yeah.
He's opening good so far. He has the chair, the infamous chair from Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s.
Most people aren't gonna know about that chair.
I'm just... Every time I see the chair, I'm forced to mention it. It's just... It's so funny to me every time I see a chair. Like, if I get to see another card that is a chair in this game, I just don't know how I'm gonna react. I swear.
I like how the sevens are out. They're making a lot of like referential cards. Like
Yes.
I do like what they're doing, the art direction they're doing there.
Yeah, Trolley likes Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s as well as a series currently. So no making Bros buy the effect of Scepter gets to destroy the card for free. Now the question is if Zemo has lethal this turn or not. We have seen he has an eggshell. If he has any Nest 10, we know the classic end.
He has a banishment.
There's a banishment.
Eggshell.
It can
And
happen.
any other Dark Ward card does it other than Aston, so. Because you either had an Aston here, or you already have an Aston, you add any other card.
Yeah, High Frost.
Yeah, it's fine. I guess Banish card, River card's fine.
For security. And actually discarding a pretty
Yeah.
good card nonetheless.
He had Nasty
No, that's
too.
good enough.
Let's see.
They see where's the writing on the wall.
And that is going to be a point for Zemo.
Takes a moment for me to get used to this overlay. Like, where did I put stuff again? I think I moved around it to make it easier for me.
Yeah.
Like, I pushed all the stuff I don't need to see once I start, like, up towards, like, more the bottom. On the, OBS.
Take SGL to the bass. That sounds positive.
It does.
Because, like, you can say
go-
bath, but you can also think about hot springs, and if that's the case...
I assume it was a play on, like, SPA, like their acronym.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I just realized that.
It still sounds
Great.
positive, but yeah.
It's too positive, that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I get
So,
the reference,
yeah.
but
I guess, you know what, we can say that whoever wins this game, doesn't matter if he goes to playoffs or not, well, the team is going to be able to go to baths, to hot springs, in Ireland actually, in Europe, for those who don't know. Because actually the hot springs there are amazing. Facts.
fair enough.
Now Zemo's going to have quite a good beginning though, he's going to have, let's see, I think he used eggshell, yes. Was able to search the contact, no. Yeah. He actually got contact by the draw. Just goes for the contact, so yeah. Fair field, even though he has one background. And let's see what Xyz is going to be opening. He has blue eyes.
Yeah.
So if there's Sanctified, it's going to be a bit slowed down, but it's still manageable to play against.
Yeah, Sanctified the Graves.
So summoning Sage is going to be activating the defect to be able to search for the tuna. And of course, there's going to be a load. Because why do you want to gain 0 life points?
It feels bad, especially when you need those life points. Life point gain too.
And that as
Instantly
well.
with
Yeah.
no attack, or will be dropped to 0 or whatever.
Yeah, and in general, you just have like better monsters to just, let's say, stop their effects, such as the Spirit of Light, and who else? I guess Azure Dragon as well. For me, these two will be the most important to counter. Sage into Sage, and I think it's going to be going for the Spirit of White, but no, Karma God is going to be responding
Karma.
first. Karma causing drama.
You seeing a
Card
book
in
now,
the
maybe?
task card.
What would we think? Nope.
Yeah, you can summon task back if you want.
No more Sage on the
Like
field.
this. And he gone. He will summon.
only awkward thing I can think of is maybe, I don't know, Trench.
Maybe.
Because you have your Tez right there, so that's a problem. You got two. Could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it will depend though if he plays the TTH or Karma Cut build. Like
Yeah.
as you mentioned, if he has TTH, that will be insanely beneficial.
Yes, I see. The tasks are right on the field, so you can protect.
Funny play around is supposed to be like you, I don't know, you like tribute the Tez, which you might be doing, considering.
Yeah, especially if he wants to desire, he could go for that indeed.
Well, that's not how you do it if you want to do it that way. It's not how that line of play would work. So I guess he's thinking
He
Karma. Right?
hasn't gone. Zibo hasn't gone for G-Draw, he's saving you.
Yeah.
Which will be maybe because he has a good hand. That is a fair choice as well.
Yeah.
I suppose if you don't see a Trudge get shotgunned right there, you would think, oh, he's probably not a Trudge then.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because otherwise the other line of play is really challenging where you can just add back the Tez.
Okay.
Bizarre so far going for the effect. It is about to send
Yeah.
Blue Eyes to the grave.
You left that.
No, what am I talking about? The Tez will be in the graveyard, not the deck. Unless you have two Tez, which doesn't matter.
Let's see what to search.
Maybe he's going to be searching for contact?
Sanctoid.
Yes,
No,
sounds
Sanctified.
fine.
Ah, okay. I thought it was still in the graveyard, so I just missed something.
And no worries, I've been all over the place too today. And it will probably continue to be. Alright, let's see what the backer was. It is a
Oh my
Karma.
god.
Okay.
So now the great thing is that he can force the Teska to be banished.
Yeah.
Carving the consonants.
I don't know how a Dark Lord deck gets their monsters back in the deck they won, so I'd like to do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm glad the monster did not go back to the deck.
Yes, that's not a thing that deck can do. Thank
Hmm.
you.
Actually, I don't know if there's like any archetype that allows you to send monsters back to the deck. I
Madolche,
think there's
they
plenty.
actually revolve around that.
Yeah.
True, I forgot Madolche. I
Yeah.
don't have Madolche.
Oh,
I'm not
best
worthy
name.
of Madolche anymore.
I do not like
can
the
come back
art
to
style.
Dark
I
Lord.
know other people do, but it just doesn't click with me.
I tried playing
I
it,
can
it's kinda
comprehend.
funny.
Too much cute boys and girls.
It's just
In a
the
happy
pastel
world.
art style doesn't work for me.
Yeah. But I guess the theme also can affect sometimes some of the
Yeah,
Some of the
theme's
stuff.
Fine. It's just like I just don't like that art style.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
like them personally.
Going
That's
for the
cute, the game
OG,
is
a man of
sanctified that.
culture. I'm liking this move.
Oh my,
Would you like to
a
negate your
true
desire?
man. A true man here.
This is lethal if you don't have Sanctified, you can't like negate Desire's effect layers.
Yeah, unless it has Booker. Another set just
Though he
topics.
needs a monster from
finish
his
that.
hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
think this
just-
has nothing. Well, yeah, he has the Fiendish, which is saving him actually.
Well, let it
Clever.
thousand, it's a little awkward.
Yup.
Yeah, and I can withdraw if you have this. I don't know if
And he cannot bring Desire back from the graveyard, so the players are going to be.
And he
He's
will-
going to go for the Scepter. Ooh,
with chair, I think it's new. And he have.
that's going to be dirty. He's going to be able to destroy the OG Blue Eyes.
Yeah, he can go for.
So Exis, no, it's not going to have enough resources.
I
sadly.
like that the Phoenix chain is Desire Satan.
Yes.
Yeah, if chained himself.
That
He
was
Just
could-
the
survive.
game.
An understandable script
Yeah.
outside of Exis.
Guess I'll Phoenix chain my
Chain.
own monster to get it back attack so I don't lose. Okay.
Chained
Though-
himself.
Actually, Exis has a point. a bonus point for summoning the OG. The OG Blue
Yeah.
Eyes.
Yeah, 6-3 right now. I'll let the track again. Yeah, there we go.
That's a tough quiz, Davide. No clue. It's actually making me do some searches. Let me see.
What?
Because he said there is an X-Zero member in today's war. Guess who it is? I'm
Okay.
just doing the Detective Conan thing, so...
I love to see that thing. That
Ah,
fish.
of course. Ah, of course. Zemo. Yeah. I found it.
There we go.
I think that's the one, Davide. Now for the score, that's a 6-3 indeed.
Yeah. That's one strat. The bunny icon is the best icon to flex, so.
That is true. I personally use Shark because I've been too mad at the game for many years, and Shark supports me the best.
Yubel is better. Michael.
Oh, Yubel is a classic though.
Yeah.
I love Yubel. Now Yubel is a true good Shark though. Even in the series of Yu-Gi-Oh, I just like Yubel a lot.
Same.
But I prefer Shark because he has been angry for many episodes at the beginning of Zexal.
Indeed.
No, we're just waiting for the next player on the side of SPA. So it will be Sneeze G or Kiss Shot.
They haven't really utilized any of the repeats yet either.
Yep.
So
I
they're
think
gonna
with
do
the
it. I
meta
imagine
we
they
have-
do it next game.
Say.
If they lose.
Could be possible, but like it depends so much on the deck you fight against, and sometimes you have like matchups which you just don't forcefully need to repeat unless you think that the deck will carry for longer, you know?
Yeah,
Dark
but-
Lord is generally repeated because it's just globally strong against a lot of decks. And you also have Blue Eyes, which will be the same reasoning, for example.
Interesting if true there. Buds is right there, interesting.
I'm just spoiling myself to enter the room.
Yeah, same.
And one thing I can say is that he has a Sarah.
Good shot coming in.
Yeah.
Going for Blue Eyes. Yet again.
Yeah.
No mirror.
No,
Well,
there
actually,
was.
I think there has been some mirror matches that I missed, but there hasn't been much.
What was the mirror match today? Was there? There might have been one.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
Blue eyes, I guess.
It was a blue eyes mirror, yeah, that's right.
Yes. Kiss Shot getting the beginning, gonna be alternative with the stone. Also gonna be able to do a synchro.
Kiss shot on, you still Matt and Sig choice there? Combination, I guess. That maiden deck, I see the skills for it, and I don't think I've ever seen a deck built around those skills at all.
Interesting.
Just looking at the background map.
Yeah. I've rarely seen people. I mean, I guess I know which deck will be using Bigger on. I've actually known someone who has been making a farm deck around this card. So I guess that's one way of summoning her a lot, if you want. And into something useful, which is farming, you know? Farming cards. Banishment is going to be happening, searching for the classic eggshell, which doesn't know how to do an Excel table. Just going to bring that out. Discarding though the Sanctified, so yet again a classic move here, but at least to secure the spot for the Sanctified, and not having, for example, banished, or anything of that kind.
Yeah.
I just find it hilarious that Spirit Dragon has that random effect that you can't special. It's not random, but you can't special summon 2 monsters at the same time. It's funny.
Yeah. Right now, using the effect of banishment, I guess it's gonna go for Nastin, maybe? We could go for Nastin actually. I was gonna go for protection instead.
The thing about I suppose Nastin is like you could also summon, I guess, but like how you're playing to push here is part of the issue.
Yeah. I mean, Nastin at least will be allowing him, let's say if he is able to discard a monster, to then be able to go for the contact and have like 3 monsters to then beneficiate yourself from effects. The problem is going to be that banishment has been used, so you have only sanctified in the contact.
Okay, so this in this check.
Okay, didn't have sovereignty, still summons the scepter.
Just check something over there. Still a main phase. They got something. And the turn there. I need back the ults. We're trying to at least. I don't know if anything can stop that we would expect. Wish Syndicate.
Yep.
Thinking about it. Or I guess you also have Tez in hand, don't you?
Yes, indeed. Since it's starting targeting Eggshell.
Yeah.
If he touched the back row, that will have been a negate, indeed.
I guess don't hate this targeting the stick at that point.
He's gonna go for the fusion.
Okay. Yeah. He's going in.
Maybe it doesn't matter if you target the stick or not, and then the test doesn't go to grave.
I think he's gonna go for Twin Burst in that situation, from the looks of it.
not a bad idea. Here's what he's doing.
Because
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna go, you know, for Heliopolis. And then if you do Heliopolis, you can force some of the cards in the field, and then maybe go for Twin Burst again.
I think I like this line better. Since 6 also there. It's got 2 monsters with potentially with a twin if it's gonna negate it, but it's probably gonna negate it. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Like yeah, so you're gonna target the the twin surely. Let's see. Well, Phoenix Chain here would be unfortunate for the XGL.
That is true.
Yeah, continue. Cansando a tasca.
Oh yeah. See how this works out. And there's the chain, okay.
And going for the Phoenix
Even
Chain,
better,
yeah.
because the Anger's dead. You don't, I mean, it's
Yeah.
physically chained now. This Book of Moon might
Yes.
help. Yeah, the Book of Moon.
Forbidden Lands could also do the job,
I
but
can also do that.
I think Book of Moon is way better.
Yeah, Book of Moon's better here, but nope. Okay, then just replay. On to, I guess, stick.
Yeah, nice game. Worst stick.
Or that one, doesn't really matter, I guess.
I think you should attack the Scepter just to make sure to
I
force the back row
first
that is
killed them on
behind.
replay so they don't... Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you probably still won, but still, I don't like something like that. Why is on stick now?
Yeah. Should be.
Yep.
And it is indeed.
There we go. Okay, shot running it back a little bit.
And now Zemo is up. We're gonna have to see another player from SGL.
Yep. Still a decent lead for SGL by the looks of it, although usually they're not far ahead at this point. Like an 0-2 could tie things up immediately. Oh, after the 0-2 that is. Alright, let's see this again. Okay. Psychology.
Gonna have Zaga on the table, sounds good.
Silver icon. The only silver icon I currently have is like the one they just gave away for basically just being there. It's like 2017 one.
Interesting.
Which is something they did do. Like, you were just there, you got the silver icon. No top one or anything.
So definitively automat. I see 21 cards.
Yeah, Saga has been playing a lot in the last 2 weeks.
There's no card art yet as well, I believe. Else maybe I missed one.
We didn't see one. We didn't see a FA come out at any point so far. I don't
I'm
think there's
waiting
no
for
level
Hang
either,
on
so
Mac.
there's that.
Yeah. Because I'm still waiting for the Hang on Mac. Because I
they're all
still
Destiny
consider it as the Funky Kong Flame Runner from Marker Week. And that is not going to change. So automat to play being used right now. If you're not
Sending
switches,
sister.
sending a sister and then sending wind. Which will mean he does have the sister.
Yeah. Also had for the next turn. Really nice.
Their Automots have been like a distant third for community tournaments as far as like conversion and whatnot.
Yes.
Like they're a decent pick right now. It's like they're just not as high up as like Blue Eyes or Dark Horse, but they're like a distant third.
Yeah, definitely. But they're still coming back because of these ways of like getting the OTK on turn 2 or just having XCs that are able to control whether it is your turn 1 or if it is your turn 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're distant third, but like everything else is distant behind them too. So there's that.
Also Sage into the stone, bring it the Blue Eyes.
We did see this play earlier. Okay, I forget if we switched. I think it's now changed size and who's doing it.
Yep.
I think the other team was doing it last time. So she was on the other side of the end of the foot, I guess.
Special summoning Spirit of White, which I guess will be because he wants to draw the Blue Eyes later on. In case he has a melody. That's my
Blue Eyes
impression.
in hand and then he wants to tag out defense? I don't know.
That as well could be a possibility. And Head is going to receive a Fiendish Chain. Is there any response on the side of Zaga Zaga though? Cosmic Cyclone would be beneficial, but no. So Head is going to have the effect negated.
You can see a knight come out again if there's like another way to revive the sister. Like level
Yeah, I
4.
think the code will do the job, doesn't it? The code will do the job, I think.
Because the head's now level 6 again.
Yep.
Well, code doesn't necessarily get you to the OTK at that point.
Now it's going to be forced to destroy the Blue Eyes. It doesn't have a choice. Destroying Fiendish will be entirely useless. Now, does he have... No, he's going to be ending the turn here. Going to be the turn of Gishot. He has 3 cards right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to go for the stone, getting back the Blue Eyes to the hand. So maybe he does have the ultimate dragons, which will be pressuring Zaga Zaga.
Yeah, it's a bit nice now. Can go. We'll pose this stone so we can also win here.
Vermilion one time.
Most likely. Yeah, indeed. Someone Vermilion.
Yeah.
And if he has an Ancient Trolls or an alternative, it is going to be enough.
Funny interaction is you can technically Vermilion pop itself to clear way for like an ult play. Or like an, I mean, not ultimate play. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't come
That
up
is
with
true.
it's something you have. It comes out, I mean.
The Vermilion onto Vermilion is like one of the plays I've rarely seen in a lot of wars as well.
So
Very
anyway,
few times that you use that.
It's mostly something like, oh, it's there if you need it.
Yeah, we'll be likely to make a Synchro in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's like the only situation I see.
Right, put score it to what, 5-6 I believe? Yep. Should be.
Yes,
Yeah,
5 for Sky Parameters and 6 for Shadow Game Links.
Yeah.
No, Zaga Zaga has lost the first duel. Will there be any repeats? Is the question.
I haven't cleared, so I'd say no.
Yeah,
Could be Yugs if not.
Yeah.
I'm just insanely
Yeah,
slow. I just missed out the spectate. I was like watching Discord. I am like waiting for the quick repeat tag or something. So that's gonna be a mirror match. Blue Eyes.
Yeah, probably the mirror.
So we'll see who is the best. No, who is the true Seto Kaiba.
Yeah.
Because for having the classic beginning Sage into Stone and nothing.
Ooh,
If Zaga
Sage
Zaga
Pass.
opens well,
Oh,
this
yeah.
should be lethal.
Sage Pass.
Yeah.
We see another
Sage
Sage. We
Pass
see
hurts.
also a Sage Pass here, and then no decay from the the skill being live. And then the winner was literally determined by who won the coin flip.
Yeah, that's
Just both
crazy.
players break.
Yeah.
But he
No.
does open the cards of consonants. There's still a possibility for him to win.
Ooh,
Beginning with Ancient Rules.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly
See.
just if he wins here, he's won. There's no other turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one more? Ancient Rules? No, it does not look
Go on
like it.
double Ancient Rules. I just reserve one. They could. Just for one.
Okay, going for Spirit.
Ooh, he has the
Banana
alternative
back.
using display.
So yeah, probably decay here.
It's clearly lethal.
Bolts, yeah.
Yeah, it is. If alternative. Yeah, that's sad. Sage
Hey, well fought.
pass
Oh.
sucks.
No.
It's really bad.
Alright. Feels bad to go Sage Pass for this, but the deck will do that.
Yeah,
sometimes.
that Sage
Yeah,
pass really
completely.
hurts now.
Unfortunate. I'll learn next game. Makes sense.
Jada Newell, though.
Mm.
You send you one time.
Juvo.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You can see some.
No. Harpy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Uh,
I mean, I'm expecting
Yes.
Harpy, though, because, I mean, it will make sense. I will be very surprised if it is Yosenju, but Yosenju definitively good against Blue Eyes. Facts.
Only
Yeah.
hero one time.
Jason can play
That as well?
twice. So that's
That's like a deck that like
probably
built
Harpies.
around that skill. It's interesting to see.
So far, fair beginning on the side of Zaga Zaga, able to get base cards of consonants, discards the White Stone of Legend, drawing for Blue Eyes, normal summon Sage, gaining the White Stone of the Ancients, and if he has any back row, that's going to be very well set.
Page
He's going to
now.
begin with a Melody
Can go
with the
for it.
Reckoning.
Can go for
it?
spirits now.
Doesn't discard the Stone. Yeah, he had all the Blue Eyes. Holy. I think
Yeah,
it
so
was...
you know there's a
he had the cards of consonants. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. one draws his back row, so we clean his deck.
A
with
lot of drawing
Brody.
is happening on the side of Zaga Zaga. Holy.
Really good setup for him. Especially if he has some back rows. Which is the case.
That's the hand you want to see from Blue Eyes. If you're on the Blue Eyes, of course, not the hand you're usually opponent normally.
And it is in fact going to be hard.
Channelers.
No, that's gonna be an issue because they don't have a lot of ways to special summon or normal summon. I mean, I'd say mainly normal summon, so for example you have Channeler, but using the effect you can bring in Harpy from the deck.
Oh, Divine, that's a big oof.
No Swallow's Nest for you. Or no summoning next time.
If Kiss Shot has some back row, you can still tempo, but that is going to be a big...
Even if back row, you can just stack out
If
Spirit.
there's no back row, it should be the end of the game.
Yeah, even if back
There's
row,
no back row.
you could just
That's a
stack
big
out
if.
Spirit.
Unfortunate.
Razor.
So well timed, good. Well, not necessarily well timed. It was like a really good Divine Wrath that way.
Yeah, of course. Always use it against the Channeler. And then you mainly stop all the combos from Harpy.
Alright, so it's all up to Sneeze, I guess. For his
Yep. The only thing I can say, Divine Wrath, one of the most underrated staples you can find in the game. Always works out.
Oh yeah, when it comes up, it's usually game winning.
Exact. That's the stuff. Like, being able to counter a monster effect is just pretty good in general. So,
Like,
if
like
you
the
do it
Divine
on the
Wrath
good
years ago,
moment,
no,
you
they would
just...
I could straight up kill me. They didn't negate like the a monster effect I need or whatever.
Yeah.
And SC3 is hoping for Jama King.
Let's see.
If he goes with Jama King, he shall not play Ojama. I want him to play T Gardner, bring the Sabers time. But wait, these are banned. You can only go for the Ojama.
Sometimes random matchups like a knight like shuts down a deck because they need more than one monster zone.
Yeah. It's so funny the fact that the Ojama King combo is just like... It just sucks very bad in TCG because you have like 5 zones for monster.
Yeah.
And in Duel Links it just works perfectly.
If
Like,
you somehow get it and they don't have any back row, you've won the game.
and Gothic Demon with the raid with a party of 6. Thank you very much.
Look, I don't remember what it was. I was just checking scores one, I think. Oh, I was gonna replace Kishaw's hand. That was it.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's gotta decide what deck they want to send Sneeze on.
Yeah. See if they have something for Bless.
Oh, it's Sneeze sheet. I couldn't read it. I couldn't read my own. I had the screen too small to see what I wrote. Good here. They are. Brick G to for the rescue. That doesn't sound should be a rescue at that point, by the sounds of it.
Okay, another mirror. Let's hope it don't say
Going for the
Sage
mirror
Pass
match
again.
here. And Sneezy is going to be getting the first turn, so he's going to be able to set the board.
Let's hope this isn't it. Sage Pass, you don't want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yup.
I hope it's not Sage Pass again.
For me,
It
he's
didn't work
looking
out
like he
last time, we
does
still
have
won.
cards to summon.
Okay, that's better.
He has this.
Yeah.
That was going to be good. He's going to be able to go for the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon.
Good idea, but it works.
When you say like the OG Blue Eyes artwork, it's like the second one in the TCG, and like the first one. No, what was it? It was the. It was like the second one in TCG, and like first no TCG, or is it the other way around?
I'm actually, you know what? Let me just search that.
Yeah, because one of them, like that artwork is only like the OG for one of them, and not both. Because one was in the booster pack for TCG, and the other one was in the starter deck.
Oof, where's
There's Vortex.
Vortex?
Okay,
It's card in the
yeah, Spirit
That's
Pass into a Vortex.
interesting.
other stone.
I'm just going to be searching. Okay, so the Blue Eyes that was summoned on the side of Sneezy, it is the first one from OCG, but second on TCG.
That's right, yeah, because it was starter deck for TCG, but the booster pack came out first for the different artwork.
It's pretty interesting because, like, I remember they've put the prize, like, for the quality, for the top 16 players, they've sent them a Blue Eyes.
Yeah, Zade's copy was was like the OG artwork for like the OCG.
Well, second one for
TCG.
OCG,
Yeah, you're right.
first TCG, actually. That's the
And,
reversal. I'm just based from your fandom, so.
And while this happened,
Yeah.
that was game. Okay.
Yeah, let's just scoop
Yeah.
after a
I
Vortex.
think that will be lethal, I guess.
Yeah. A Vortex and then OTK from there, you know.
Yeah, the
Crazy.
Vortex was huge. Unfortunately, it didn't tag out, so
And they didn't see a Vortex play coming in. That's unfortunate.
yeah.
This will be match point
Indeed.
for Shadow Game, I believe. Let's see.
I still have one wish, actually. Will we see yet again the enemy controller?
We saw that like twice, like at least twice from like a war earlier. Today, in fact. So it wouldn't be unheard of. I guess like, do they want to use their final repeat or not? It's a question. Hard says
Yeah,
yes.
it's going to be a tough decision.
What deck do you think is going to take you 5 wins, Benny?
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
are
they're
really good
repeating.
repeat, okay.
Yeah, they trust in his Blue Eyes.
Fair enough decision.
Let's see if this is going to work for them. The mirror match is always a stupid thing, but we never know.
Yeah, but maybe better than this other deck.
Yep.
Yep, we see it. Thank you. I'll add that in a second. Yeah, about to repeat, so I'll go ahead and mark it
And
off.
the first turn is actually yet again going to go for Sneezy.
There's the repeat thing somewhere here. Here it is.
Yeah, ready. With the Sage.
There we go.
But now with Consonance.
This can't be Age Pass again, that would be so sad. Not like this.
I think it's not gonna happen because you're saying it. If I was saying it,
Well,
I'm
this is
sure it
Stone
will
in
have
Grave,
happened.
So this is Sage Pass, and plus he has triple Blue Eyes in hand, and I guess the Spirit. Like no, like 3 Blue Eyes and a Spirit in hand. That would be so
there's no
bad.
way. There's no way.
Thankfully not.
Yeah, we're seeing one set.
It's having at least one set
What
call,
about
so
it?
there's still chances for Sneezy to go for some plays.
Yeah, let's see what his back will be.
Yeah, because it would just pass with no stone effect. That would suggest all 4 cards are blue eyes targets, or stone targets.
Yeah, indeed. But fortunately, that's not the case here.
Same I'm putting on the side of Zaga Zaga. So far.
Yeah, I heard about Vic's book, and I picked up Hoban's book instead.
Hmm. Going for the Sage into Sage.
It's good reach for what it's worth.
Bring,
Is gonna let it pass.
bring
Spirit of White gonna be summoned.
Spirit of White. Attempts to banish them. So,
Look. You ever see a title here? You might. Oh, I
Maybe.
think we know there's blue eyes in hand. Playing 2 close touch in there. I feel like there might I saw blue eyes. No, apparently not. I just
yeah.
okay. I looked at the log.
Putting down the pet with the Book of Moon.
There's Melody.
He could go face instead of going and destroy the blue eyes. Like he could like attack on the Sage if he wants. Alright, Cards of Consonance again, going for the draw power.
Gene's predicting this should be it. We'll see. Don't look too great for C's here. It wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be, Bun, so.
Yeah.
If he had my prediction, they would have just passed with like 4 blue eyes in hand.
And he went attacking the Sage, deal the damage.
And you gotta get through back row.
Yeah, that's good for Zaga so far.
Could be it, we'll see. Can you play through this back row, whatever it is. Cosmo Brain to Levy. Okay, that'll be hype.
Indeed.
One problem with the Cosmo Brain, it's a little telegraphed once you summon the Cosmo Brain what you might be on there. Somehow I don't think we're seeing that. Oh, you're talking about the doesn't happen fast. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that was a deck. No sword. But it's only joking at the all work. There's Karma. Could be it, we'll see. Blue Eyes, gone. Do you have an alt play or is that here? Or maybe a fusion? Let's see. Again, Melody.
Ooh.
And you're a decent spot if you have like the other blue eyes in hand. Like for only one's banished currently. Yeah. Verm might be good here too. Clear another monster.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good sign. Going for the set, maybe. just going intent attack over the monsters. Yes, the one of Melody they didn't rarely bump it, so it's rip foilable or whatever. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, going for this kill.
Only problem with the ult play is it's in game when you do that play, because you control Sage. So I guess you're probably going for Twin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go for Twin.
Just ult only gets one swing, so you have another base up.
And as for the synchro, we know it is going to be Blue Eye Spirit. In defense? What?
Yeah, I don't see why defense here, because you can tag out immediately, honestly, if you want to. Maybe if
Yeah,
you,
that's the
I
thing.
don't know.
Yeah,
You go
that's...
with an
Even
attack.
then, how are they getting past the tag out effect? Like, you're still dead to like Vortex or whatever, so I don't see why you didn't go for damage.
Yeah, that would be nice for him.
Because it's not really a way that that should make a difference, not being able to tag out or something. You should have a tag out here. And
Yeah,
you don't tag out
should
anyway,
have
so.
tagged it. Yeah. Good help.
I think we did see Zaga on Vortex earlier, if you've heard of that. Trade-off is this, of course, that he gets the stone effect.
How many
And
stones in
ult
Sneeze
turbo vision
grave?
does
There
blink.
are 2 stones. 2 stones on Sneeze G's grave, and if I check the other one has been banished, and there's just another stone on the side of Zaga Zaga.
Yeah, yeah, he played into Vortex. Like, someone did lose earlier to like not playing into like tagging out with Vortex, but this looked. No, it's double fusion. Okay. It was turbo fusion,
Okay.
but no, not yet.
Going for Twin.
No,
The
two,
green
they
for
banished
mirror
each other?
play.
No. Okay.
One of
One
the ways
gets
to
to
come
roll
back will be
first.
to go for Vermilion.
Yeah, Vermilion will be good here.
Yeah.
Ult works too. You can get it out.
Ooh, silver medium.
We might be just setting for next turn. Seems so. Well, the problem with Torgugi, I guess it could revive something.
And this
Oh,
is
you mean
where you
there?
realize
You
that
mean
you'll have
Torgugi
been
this turn? I guess now. Okay. Made it instead the verb somehow.
Yeah, Dragalon is rarely seen, but it's actually a very OP exist to just counter Blue Eyes. But it's like, I think, too specific, if I reckon correctly. I
You're
think
using
there
it-
is
you're
one.
using it usually for the summon effect, honestly, but you get the other two can count sometimes, I guess. But
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
also go for the sort of enemy controller effect that Dragalon has, which is the other beneficial thing.
there's a lockdown effect
I do-
that ever comes up.
No, I think it's not gonna work. I was thinking about a combination between Dragalon and ADN, but like you need to have everybody being Dragon type. Well, I guess it will technically work.
I got trained to
Yeah,
or tried to at
just
least.
seeing
Looks like
points.
there's delay. Tretch.
Ooh,
Should do it,
yeah.
because I believe we know it's an ult in hand. There's no revive here. Yeah, it should be a wrap. Oh, it looked like a bad situation they might have pulled us out of. Get that back.
Yeah, I can go for alternative now.
Yeah, because this war isn't done yet. But it ended Zaga's run. the lack of a push that one turn was a bit of a yikes, but they clutched it anyway. It's good for them. Okay, Ragna's coming up. No, above the table. Oh, it's not a shadow game. Did not.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, yeah. Yep, there's back on the table.
Let's see what menu is being moved. Ooh. We're seeing probably an EVI now.
Perhaps.
If Titan Showdown would be my bet.
There was some sort of like OTK cheese I was seeing on ladder with Titan Showdown. It didn't really work out. It was, I guess, cute. Really just went all in on like a monster detector and a bunch of quips.
The star play. And yeah, indeed, EVI.
Good back row to hit.
Taking the thresholds and constant.
And this could be the game for all I know. Like, get the Titan Showdown online.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is pay 2k here and then swing. I think he manages that. I think it's very likely, I'll say. I don't know what the other card in hand is. Might not even matter. That was a defeat. There's Medusa. Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's going for the trap, it suggests, maybe not. Alright, so still in this. Losing that card of Constance might really hurt now, though.
True. And you
Pass.
return here.
Entirely possible that Constance could have changed things. But they might have said us no, because stone just gets bounced and it doesn't really matter. Doesn't think you set the stone now. Well, looks rough there.
That's not going to be lethal at least. So Sneezy is going to have one more turn right now. Unless there's like a lot of life points that gets reduced.
Bounce
if it
through
is
a
going.
monster, pace and more life. Raise this guy's attack, and maybe that does it? I don't know. I don't know Eagle Eye that well, but I think it does that. You shouldn't trust me on the coach in the line place. I haven't played this deck, but I've just seen it played.
Yeah, the same. Some of the effects, I guess I will be confused. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to say any stupid thing. I'm going for Pareidolia, so no, he gets to search any Evil Eye from the deck to the hand. It is going to be lethal, because he can still normal summon. He hasn't normal summoned yet.
Yeah. And get your tryback is nice.
And of course, yet again, the combo with the field spell to be able to search back the defeat.
Yeah, that's
That'll be around.
it.
Okay.
And that is it. It is going to be concluding the war.
Yeah, I guess we asked for an
Really?
interview. They want one.
Yup. 10 for SGL to 6 for SPA. Congratulations for SGL for the win. And actually, I don't know the results. I just want to check out, but I think they're not having a bad result. I'm sure of that. I just don't remember the score, and I just want to make sure of the things. So, yeah, for me, both teams were actually in a pretty good spot. They are now having 4 wins and 3 losses each. They're going pretty nice for the playoffs, and they're in a good spot. So
Alright.
nothing is over. They're gonna have the other was, and yeah, I think that's it for me. If you want to add anything else.
No, it's like I haven't seen anyone say they want to take an interview, so if someone's looking for a host or whatever, that's fine. 'Cause I don't think I could actually do it if I wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, they decide for the host. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm all good. So yeah. First of all, thanks again for having me for the casting.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you as well.
Yeah, so it looks like we will be heading out now. So that's good more.
Yeah.
You guys got pinged. They want to ask for an interview. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I can hear them. I can get in a couple more minutes, or like a minute or two.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't quite hit. I was about to hit the end stream, but I didn't. So still there. See if they want to interview or not. Do you guys know how to pull them into chat? I never think I ever figured that out.
I think they just joined by themselves in the interview booth, and otherwise
Yeah.
it is the referee or the mods that do this.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, it just finished. We're seeing if they want to interview. Otherwise, I think we're done here. Not looking like it so far. Still a good overall good war, I'd say. Unfortunate games here and there, but it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens, I believe.
Let's see how long we give them. It's been a minute. It's like give them like, I don't know. Yeah, there's like a call. I guess we could call here. It's been like 2 minutes at this point. But yeah. I think we're not gonna host anyone, so I guess I end it here. I guess.